Okay, so around this time of year when I was in high school, I think 11th grade, there was this girl I knew who made this sort of dummy thing for an art project. I don't really know what the assignment was, but she made this life-size doll type thing by wrapping herself up in tons of plastic wrap and then cutting herself out of it and then taping the shape back up. If you can imagine that. So she called this thing Carol, and she put some dirty clothes on it and some makeup and a Halloween costume wig that you get from a drugstore or whatever, to make it look kind of spooky, or like what some high school kid would think is spooky. And she was super proud of it, though, and she talked about it all the time. And she would joke about how she would treat Carol as if she was a human being and all this stuff. But I never saw Carol until our art teacher made her take it home early because it was making him feel uncomfortable, which of course was a huge point of pride for my friend. She lived on the same street as me at the time, and so we'd walk home together a lot. So when she had to drag Carol home, that's when I got my introduction. She was life-sized, but she didn't really weigh anything. I mean, the jeans were the heaviest part. The trick was keeping her off the ground, and my friend was so proud of Carol that she didn't want to drag her. So we took turns carrying her on our shoulders. The way she looked honestly didn't creep me out, but carrying her definitely felt weird. She was super light, but I guess the wind kind of caught her and made her arms and legs move a bit. That creeped me out. On the way home, we stopped at a playground to sit down and chat for a bit. We propped Carol up against a pole, laughing at what some kid would think if they saw her. I took a cell phone pic, and then we walked over to the other side of the park to the swings, giving Carol a bit of space to see if some unsuspecting child would walk up to her. We fiddled around on the swings and talked about school and stuff for a while, mostly just killing time to see if some kids would come around. But the weather was kind of crap, so the park stayed empty aside from us. After about 20 minutes, it started really raining, and so we gave up on the whole plan. We grabbed our bags and walked back over to where we left Carol, but Carol wasn't there anymore. My friend was pretty upset about it. So we looked for Carol, of course, but it was kind of pointless. We were both getting soaked, and we still had another 10 minutes to walk home, so we sort of gave up. It doesn't make sense, but I'm pretty sure that nobody had taken her. Nobody could have. We were watching the sidewalk the whole time. We joked that she just sort of walked off. It was a funny thought, trying to imagine Carol walking with her bent up, multi-jointed legs. We tried to mimic it and laughed pretty hard. I still have that picture of Carol.